Hello everyone, I am Anisha. Welcome to my channel, that is virtual classes. So today in this class we are going to discuss your summary and notes of your chapter number 2, that is understanding the weather. Okay, this is for class 7 social science. We have already completed the chapter and the detailed explanation has been done in the chapter. So here in today's class we are going to discuss only the important points, and this will be very much helpful for your exam. Okay, and you will get, along with summary, you'll get it is in the form of notes. Okay, so and it will be easier for you to understand if you want to do a very quick revision especially during your exam time. And if you want to listen in Hindi explanation, you can again find the link in the description box. Okay, so today the class will be in English. We have already done in Hindi. You can find the link from the description box or you can check in my playlist. So let us start without wasting any time. And yes, don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. Okay, so see, in this chapter what have we learned? We have learned about the weather, isn't it? Like understanding the weather, especially we have learned its element, the 5 elements that we have discussed in this chapter. And what are those 5 elements? Those are the temperature, precipitation, atmospheric pressure, wind and humidity. I hope you remember. So now let us quickly go to the introduction to weather. Here I have highlighted only the important points. Okay, like weather refers to the conditions of the Earth's atmosphere at a particular time and place. You should not forget this. It is at a particular time as well as place, because the weather of one place will not be similar with the weather of other place. Okay, that means suppose if it is raining in Delhi, it is not raining in, suppose let us say, Haryana. Okay, like these two are the neighboring state, isn't it? So but that means the weather of the Delhi is rainy and the weather of the Haryana is not rainy, isn't it? That means weather, it refers to the condition of that earth atmosphere. Okay, atmosphere at a particular time and place. It will not be similar of a different place or different state. Even in the same state also, sometimes it used to be rain in one part and it doesn't rain in another part, isn't it? And for example, in our country, especially our country India, you will find the weather a drastic change is there in the weather. If you go to one state to another state, suppose if you go to northern India, you'll find during summer time you'll find the weather used to be very extreme, and if you go to again in the Jammu and Kashmir area, you will find the weather as very cold, isn't it? So that is the weather of that place. Okay, which is because of the earth atmosphere over that place during that time and during that place. Okay, so I'm again explaining this, but I have already explained this in detail, okay, in your chapter. So atmosphere is the layer, and next term what we have learned, the other term was atmosphere, isn't it? So it is the layer of gases surrounding the earth. So there are gases, isn't it, which are surrounding the earth, like the troposphere, stratosphere, ionosphere. There are so many layers are there about which you learn in your higher classes, but here in this chapter we have focused on your troposphere. Why? Because all the weather phenomena occurs in the lowest layer called the troposphere. Okay, so troposphere is the lowest layer and all the weather occurs here in this troposphere only. Okay, see here troposphere, okay, in this layer. And I hope you know about the ozone layer also. It is been helping us from entering the ultraviolet radiation of the sun into the earth, isn't it? Otherwise what will happen? If there was no ozone layer, then you will be, or all of us will be suffering from skin diseases, but this is protecting us. Okay, so it is a protective layer, ozone layer. So this is also in just above troposphere. Okay, here this is the troposphere line. I hope this is clear. Next, say troposphere thickness. Now let us understand something about the thickness of troposphere. Okay, say thinner at the poles due to cold and contracted air, and it is thicker at the equator due to warm and expanded air. See, suppose this is your earth, okay, and this is the equator. So the troposphere, okay, the troposphere, it is, see, and its height extend from 6 to 18 kilometer. Okay, 18 kilometer from the ground. Okay, 6 to 18 kilometer from the ground. And if you talk about the thickness, then it is thinner at the pole. So this is the north pole and this is the south pole. That means it is here in this area, the troposphere, the layer of the gas of this troposphere, okay, it is thinner, okay, in this area, and it is wider in this equator area. Why? Because in the poles, due to cold and the air is being contracted, okay, and it is thin in this area and it is thicker at the equator area because due to the warm and the expanded air. When the air is warm, it used to get expanded. Okay, so in this area it is thicker and in this pole area it is thinner. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Weather is something we feel and respond to daily through clothing, behavior and activity. See, weather is that condition also which we respond to, with which we respond to it according to a weather. For suppose example, if I wanted to go to some event or if I am planning anything, then first the first thing what then that come in my mind will be what I'll be wearing, and I'll be wearing according to the weather. If it is winter, I'll be wearing according to that, and if it is summer, I'll be wearing again, I'll be dressing up again according to summer. So it is something that we feel and respond daily, okay, through clothing, through our behavior and through various activities. So now let us come to the main part of this chapter, that is the elements of weather. See, after knowing the elements of the weather, we are able to predict the weather. Not actually we, the meteorologists are doing that, okay, after studying each and every data which has been provided under this element of weather, okay, they are been able to do what? Able to do the prediction. Like for example, in your phone you have that application of weather, and if you want to know today's weather, you'll be just checking, or if you want to know weather after 3 days, you'll be checking whether it will rain or it will be very hot or something like that, isn't it? How is it possible? Because of the meteorologists, because as they have studied all these elements of weather and they have measured everything, okay. So we are also going to understand how, what are these elements of weather and how this prediction is being made, okay, and how these meteorologists are able to do most of the time what it is done, it is been done exact, isn't it? Exact prediction is been done. If it says it is going to run, it used to be rain, it will rain, then it used to be rain. So we are going to understand that, okay. The 5 key element that defines weather are, so these are the 5 elements, okay. First is the temperature. That is, we measure, temperature means it measures how hot or cold the atmosphere is. So through temperature we came to know how hot or cold the atmosphere is, how hot or cold the air is in our earth or in the place where you are living. And what is the instrument to measure? It is thermometer, okay. And thermometer have clinical thermometer, laboratory thermometer and digital thermometer. So this is the type of thermometer, okay. So the instrument to measure temperature is thermometer. This is what you need to remember. And digital thermometer are more accurate and can record data automatically, means that is why digital thermometer has been preferred, because it gives us more accurate information, more accurate data, and it does automatically, okay. So there are some images here which was given in your textbook, so I have just included them, okay. Here the first image is about some children which are they want to go for skating, I guess, but snow is been melting when it is warm, isn't it? But here you can see as it was warm, snow starts melting. And next is that this boy is looking at the weather and it is saying that it is cloudy weather and it is getting cold, so he is wearing a shawl also. And next here this mother is oiling her girl child, and it has been said that during winter coconut oil turns very solid, so they are been disappointed here, isn't it? Because the oil is not coming out. And in the other picture is that, see, in one picture you can say that you can see that the boy is very sad, and in another picture you can see the boy is very happy. Why? Because see, they have set the curd, okay, and during winter what happens, the curd takes longer time to set during the cold weather, and sometimes it doesn't get set. But during summer what happens, the curd is been set very perfectly. So here both of them seems to be very happy, and from their clothing also we can say that this is winter and this is summer. So this was just a picture, okay. Now units to measure temperature. So what are the units to measure temperature? Celsius and Fahrenheit. I hope you remember this one. Celsius, degree C, and Fahrenheit, degree F, isn't it? Celsius. And what is the key concept here that you need to remember? See, this is very important, okay. There we have learned about what? Maximum and minimum temperature. So what is the maximum temperature of the entire day and what is the minimum temperature of the entire day, okay. Highest and lowest in 24 hours period, okay. So this is the maximum and minimum temperature, and if you are asked to take out the maximum temperature of a week, then you need to see the maximum temperature from Monday to Sunday, okay. So what it will be the maximum temperature of that time if you are set to take out the maximum temperature of a week. But if you are set to take out the maximum temperature of a day, that is of 24-hour period, then within a day what is the maximum temperature? Like for example, In the 6 a.m. early in the morning, the temperature usually used to be 15 degree to 20 degree, and again after some time, that let us say 10 a.m. again the temperature rises to 25. Again at 12 a.m. the temperature rises to 35. I'm talking about summer days, okay. And again in the 3 p.m. the temperature rises till 40. So it changes, isn't it? So here the maximum temperature is 40. Again during night the temperature will again drop, okay, and so that dropping temperature will be the minimum one, okay. So this is the highest and lowest temperature in a 24-hour period. So here how you can find the range? See, range of a temperature, okay. Range of a temperature means you need to minus maximum and minimum temperature. Suppose let us say the maximum temperature is 40 degree and minimum temperature is 20 degree, just for example, okay, 20 degree. Then what will be your answer here? 20. Yes or no? So here maximum minus minimum temperature, okay, if you want to find the range of a temperature. Is it clear? So next again we have another term, that is the mean daily temperature. So how will you find the mean daily temperature? Here maximum plus minimum. Here we have taken maximum as 40 degree and here again I'll be adding 20 degree. And what will be your answer? 60. But this is not the answer, okay. Again you need to divide this with the 2, okay, divided by 2. So what will be your answer here? 30. So what is your mean? Your mean is 30 degree and your range is 20 degree. So in this way you need to find the range and the mean daily temperature. I hope this is clear, and we have done this in your class also, isn't it, with examples. So next, precipitation. This is our second element, okay, second element, and it is very important element. So what is precipitation? It means it refers to any form of water which is falling from the sky, that is in the form of rain, snow, sleet or hail, okay. So any form of water which is falling from the sky in the form of rain, snow, sleet or hail. I hope you know all the terms. And measured using a rain gauge. So how is precipitation being measured? Using a rain gauge, okay. A funnel collects rain into a measuring cylinder marked with a scale, and see in this way. This is a rain gauge, okay. There is a measuring tube here, measuring scale here, and a collecting funnel here. So if see here in this image, it is till 5, isn't it? The water is dipped till 5. That means 5 mm of water, okay, 5 mm of rain has been collected, okay. So example, 30 mm rainfall means 30 mm of rainwater was collected. So here in your picture it is 5, so we can say 5 mm as it is given in your book also, okay. And practical application like help monitor water availability, plan farming and prepare for flood and drought. So what is the use of measuring these rainwater? Okay, it means it helps in monitoring the availability of water, and it helps in the planning of the farming agriculture sector, and it helps to prepare ourselves for flood or drought. If it rains too much, we'll prepare for flood, and if there is no rain, then again we'll prepare for drought. So that is about the precipitation. Next we have atmospheric pressure. Okay, atmospheric pressure means the weight of air exerted on the earth's surface. Okay, change with altitude. So this changes with altitude means if the altitude is high, then the pressure will be low, and if the altitude is low, the pressure will be high. Here lower pressure in higher altitude, and the air is cooler here, and higher pressure in low altitude, that means in the ground level. Okay, that is higher near sea level. The atmospheric pressure is always high. Okay, this is what you need to remember in the sea level, and it is lower at higher elevation, that is in higher areas like mountain, making breathing harder due to lower oxygen. See, as we go up, okay, the air gets thinner, and when the air gets thinner, what happens? The availability of oxygen also less. So that is why it is hard to breathe. Okay, so this is the reason why when we are doing trekking on the mountain areas, we are often advised to carry oxygen cylinder with us, because over there the availability of oxygen is very much less, and we used to suffer this breathing problem. Okay, so I hope this is clear, isn't it? Like that means the atmospheric pressure used to be low in the sea level. Okay, low in the mountain area and high in the sea level. Okay, higher near the sea level and low in the mountain area, that is in the higher elevation. So what is the instrument to measure this? Barometer. You need to remember this name, barometer, and this has been measured in millibar, that is represented as MB. okay, in millibar represented as what, MB. And normal sea level pressure, now the normal sea level pressure is 1013 MB, that is millibar, okay. 1013 millibar is the normal sea level pressure, that means, and below 1000 MB it used to be considered that there is low pressure system, often indicating storm or cyclone, especially in the sea level, especially in the ground area, okay. So if the pressure comes down in the ground area, you will indicate a storm or a cyclone coming there, coming over, okay, from the sea. But in mountain, what happened, as the air is getting thinner, the pressure is low, okay. I hope that was clear, that page was clear. So again, atmospheric pressure, what is the importance of this atmospheric pressure? Measuring this, importance of measuring the atmospheric pressure is predicting storm, cyclones, weather patterns. So we came to know the weather pattern, we came to predict about the storm and cyclone, and we can prepare accordingly. And this is crucial for pilots, okay, and mountaineers, meteorologists, and army personnel in high altitude. So especially in your book, example has been given of the Khardungla Pass, isn't it, Khardungla top, where the atmospheric pressure is only 650 millibar, yes or no? So it is very difficult there in the high altitude. So for them, in order to prepare them accordingly, and measurement of this measuring of this atmospheric pressure is very much important, okay. Next element is wind, okay. This was the fourth element. This is movement of air from high pressure areas to what, low pressure area, means movement of wind from high pressure to low pressure area, that is from sea level, high pressure areas means in the ground level, isn't it, to low pressure area, okay. Next, after see, it affects climate, plant pollination, seed dispersal, flight, sailing, and weather patterns, okay. So these wind, it affects our climate, it helps in plant pollination. Because of the wind, the seeds are able to disperse onto another place, they are able to grow into another place. Otherwise what happened, you will not find variety of same group of plant in different area. Because of the wind only, the seed gets flew on the other places, and what happened, it used to be there, okay. So it affects that case, and it affects the flight also. If the wind is pressure, if the pressure of the wind, if the speed of the wind, okay, is very high, then it is not possible to fly the flight. So accordingly they will be doing. And again in sailing, in ship, this again depends on the speed of the wind, okay. So and the to understand the weather pattern. So this is why these wind, okay, the measurement of this wind is very much important here. See here some image are been given, okay. So this pollination takes place, okay. Seeds, these wheels to be fly, sometime it used to come into our house also, isn't it, such type of seed. I hope you have also observed that one. Measured by, this has been measured by wind vane, okay. So this has been measured, what we can measure through wind vane, the direction of the wind, okay. Through wind vane we can measure what, direction of the wind. And another instrument is there, anemometer, it measures the speed of the wind, don't get confused, okay. Wind vane, direction of the wind, anemometer, it measures the speed of the wind, how much speed is there, it is per kilometer per hour, okay. And wind shock, again another term is there, wind shock, that is used especially at airports and industrial area to show direction visually, okay. Example here the image is also given there, okay, in your book also you can see. And higher wind speeds dry soil very fast, and it affects evaporation also, okay. Here this is the what, this is wind shock, okay, it shows the direction visually. And this is the anemometer, okay, which measure the speed of the wind. So next we have humidity. So what is humidity? I hope you remember humidity, the amount of water vapor which is present in the air, okay, amount of water vapor present in the air. And humidity used to be high, especially during rainy days, okay, especially now these days, these months are it used to rain, isn't it. So the humidity is also high. You can check in your phone also on that weather application, you will find the humidity is usually around 60 to 70%, okay. And this has been measured as relative humidity. It means relative humidity is a term where the humidity is 0, but it is impossible naturally, okay. So this is the term, okay, where this relative humidity has been measured, okay. It referred to the amount of water vapor which is present in the air, isn't it. And And this relative humidity, it means where the air, okay, contains absolutely no water vapor, which is like quite impossible in natural condition. And here a question was been raised to you, isn't it, like two places, Kochi and Delhi, which humidity will be more and in which area cloth will dry faster. I hope you remember that one. Yes or no? We have done. See, 0% is equal to completely dry, that is hypothetical. That means this is impossible, okay, in natural conditions. So 100% means fully saturated air, means full humidity, and 100% also it never occurs, okay. It usually occurs to 60 to 80, okay. So dry weather, the humidity is usually 20 to 40 degree. This is RH, means relative humidity, and during humid weathers the humidity used to be 60 to 80 degree, okay. Sorry, not degree, 80 percentage. I am saying degree, it is percentage, okay. RH, that is relative humidity, 20 to 40%, and here 60 to 80%, okay. And its unit is what? Percentage here, okay, percentage. So this is about humidity. And what is the instrument? Hygrometer. Hygrometer is used to measure humidity. You need to remember this, hygrometer. And high humidity, it slows what? Evaporation. Like example, sweats dry slower, and while low humidity dries clothes quickly. If the humidity is low, then what happened? The clothes used to be dry up very quickly. Otherwise, if the humidity is high, it takes longer time to dry the clothes, okay. And humidity has been influenced by temperature, location. Example, like in coastal cities like Kochi, the humidity used to be more. Why? Because they are located near the sea. Coastal cities means the cities which have been located near the sea, yes or no, and wind, okay. So humidity is been dependent on temperature, the location, and the wind, okay, the speed of the wind. So that was about humidity. Now let us see some traditional methods of weather observation. People observe nature for like sign. For example, when ants start moving their eggs, that means it will rain. And when frog croaks, it means the incoming rain. And when pine cones closing, see, you can see the pine closing, okay, that means it indicate high humidity. And these are been passed through generation and are still used in rural India, okay. These are some of the gestures through which we observe in nature, and which we can say, okay, it is about to rain, okay. These are been and passed from generation to generation, and still it is been used in India, in village area or in city area also. We also when we go out, we'll be seeing up in the cloud, and we'll be like saying, okay, it is going to be, I think it's going to be rain or not. We can do that, isn't it, that type of prediction. And let us see about meteorology, okay. The scientific study, meteorology is the scientific study of weather and atmospheric condition, okay. Meteorology means the scientific study of what? Weather and atmospheric condition. And meteorologists gather long-term data to forecast weather using instrument and models. See, in order to forecast, it means in order to predict weather, okay, they will be gathering long-term data, and they'll be understanding everything, all the weather pattern, and only after that they start predicting the weather. And let us see some weather instrument and measurement tools that we have studied about the elements, okay. That is for the temperature, the instrument is what? Thermometer, and the unit is C, degree C or degree Fahrenheit, isn't it, degree F. And for precipitation, the instrument is what? Rain gauge, and it has been measured in millimeters, mm. And atmospheric pressure, the instrument is barometer, and it has been measured in MB, that is millibar. And in the wind speed and direction, see, wind speed has been measured by anemometer, and the direction is been measured by wind vane, okay. And this is kilometer per hour, and here cardinal direction. And humidity, we have the instrument hygrometer, and it has been measured through percentage. So this much percentage and that. So I hope that was clear. You can write it down that in your notebook. So next topic that we have are weather station. So weather station is that place where all the elements are, we can measure all the elements automatically, okay. So combine all instrument in one place to record weather data, all the instrument that we have studied, that is the thermometer, hygrometer, wind vane, everything, okay, anemometer. So everything is been combined in one place, okay, and which records weather data at regular intervals. So this is the weather station, and it helps in mapping and predict weather pattern, okay. Help maps, like when you see the map and when you see some kind of symbol, you'll know, okay, of the weather. And there is one term, automated weather station, that is AWS. So what is this AWS? In this AWS, it uses sensors to record the data without human assistance. Means no human is been used, okay, is or required to do the weather, to do the recording of the weather. Okay, here it has been done everything by the sensor automatically. So that is why the name is automated weather station. So here you can see the image. Okay, another image is of the weather station. Okay, this is AWS, which is at the glacial lake of the Sikkim. Okay, which was been installed by the National Disaster Management Authority. Okay, in which year? In 2023. Okay. So importance of agriculture. See, this is these weather station. Okay, why such a station are being important and why such weather station are being made? It is important for agriculture, for aviation, disaster management and environmental monitoring. So for all this term. Okay, an example like AWS set up at a glacial lake in Sikkim at 4,800 meter elevation in 2023, so that the weather can be predicted of there. So now weather forecasting. So how these weather are been predicted? Okay, so meteorologists use long-term data, instrument and models to predict what? They'll be predicting the rainfall, they'll be predicting the storms, they'll be predicting the droughts and heat waves and cyclones. Okay, and early warnings. So this prediction, okay, it helps. Okay, this early warning helps local government to take actions, isn't it? And fishermen avoid danger at sea and citizen prepares and stay safe. So this is the useful of knowing the weather early. Okay, this is how meteorologists forecast the weather. Okay, and they predict the rainfall, storm, drought, heat waves, especially during the summer season, and cyclones. Okay, and these warning help the local government to take the action, fishermen to avoid danger during at the sea, and if the speed of the wind is very much high, then fishermen will avoid going into the sea, as it will be danger for them. Yes or no? So for that purpose it helps a lot. Okay, and citizens start preparing themselves and they stay safe. Suppose for example, see now what happens in Uttarakhand in one of the village, because of cloud burst, landslide and everything, entire village has been swept up. So the people over there was been warned before, and that is why many of the people have vacated the entire area. And after that what happened? See, the entire village was been swept up. Still so many people are been injured and so many people are still missing. So in order to avoid such thing, okay, it is always necessary for us to be alert. And in order to be alert, how it will be helping us if we know the weather forecast earlier. Okay, so next, weather warnings and alerts. So like issued by the Indian Meteorological Department, IMD, like in your book it is there, isn't it? There are some warning levels are there, a map is been given there, some signals are there, some symbols are there. So you need to study those symbols. Okay, no warning which is of green color, yes or no, and that is another is watch, that is be updated, that is of which color? Yellow color, yes or no? Here no warning means green color. Okay, it indicates green color. Watch means here yellow color, and alert means orange alert. Like we used to say, like the state is in orange alert if it rains continuously. So okay, that means you need to be prepared. And warning, this comes with red color. So this means you need to take actions. So common alerts like heat wave, heavy rain, fog, dust storm, hailstorm, cold wave, all are being given. Okay, the symbols are there, you can study there, and we have done in your class also. Okay, so with this we have completed your these summary of your this chapter, understanding the weather. Will come with your extra question and answers, long question answers, okay, the big questions and everything, objective type, fill in the blanks in your next class. So till that, keep thank you everyone for watching, and please don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. So all of you have a very nice day ahead. Bye.